Coming in at number 10, we have One Man Hide and Seek. In Japan, this game is known as Hitoru Kakurenbo. I might have said that wrong. Let me tell you though, your stuffed toy will never be the same again. So, what you need here is a stuffed animal, but it has to have arms and legs, so think bear rather than crocodile. Also, it has to have a name. For example, Ted the Dread. Basically, you cut Ted the Dread open, remove his stuffing, replace it with rice, and then some fingernail clippings. Creepy. You then sew the bear back up, wrap it, thread it, do all of that kind of stuff, put it back together. You then put this stuffed toy in the bath and say, for the first game, I'm it. You then count to 10 with your eyes closed, then you're supposed to stab the toy and say I won. Sounds very dramatic. You then announce to the toy that it is gonna be it, and then you have to go and hide. For some reason it's important that you hide with a glass of salt water, and if you feel scared, put some of that in your mouth. When the game is over and the toy hasn't found you in an hour, fingers crossed, you go back, spit the salt water on the toy and burn it. Bye, Ted! Honestly, it all sounds like a lot of hassle to me.
Moving on to number 9, we have the bathtub game, also known as Daruma-san. Basically, this game involves summoning a creepy Japanese woman that will haunt you. So basically, you start by pouring yourself a nice hot bath. You then hop into the bath with the lights off, and I guess wear your clothes unless you want this ghost demon to see you naked. Maybe that will scare her off. I don't know. Anyways, make sure you're facing the faucet and then close your eyes and repeat this out loud. Daruma-san fell down. Daruma-san fell down. Say it over and over again until she pops into your mind. You'll then see a Japanese woman standing in the bathtub with you. She will then fall down and hit her face on the faucet. Her right eye will pop out. Without you opening your eyes or turning on the lights, you have to get out of the tub and walk straight to your bed. However, the next day you will find that the ghost of this woman that died in the bathtub will now be haunting you. Everywhere you go, she will be right there. And though you might not never see her, you will always feel like someone is standing by you or watching you. Now, if you do end up seeing her, you have to yell "Kita," which is Japanese for "I cut you loose." It helps if you swing your arms down in a chopping motion. That will apparently cut her loose from you and you will no longer be haunted. If not, you'll have her following you around and haunting you for the rest of your life. In our 8th spot, we have Charlie Charlie. A couple of years ago, this game was a huge internet sensation. People filmed themselves playing this game and claimed it worked. Now, it's pretty simple to play. All you need to do is get a piece of paper, draw a grid on it so that there are 4 different sections, and write yes and no in the boxes. Then take 2 pencils and balance one on top of the other to form a cross. Start by saying, "Charlie, Charlie, are you here?" If he's there, the pencils will move and it should point to yes. Then you can start to ask him yes or no questions. But you have to be careful, because it's believed that Charlie is an evil demon from Mexico, and he has sinister intentions. He will either kill you or possess you and then kill you. In our 7th spot today, we have the closet game. Now, this game is literally marketed as a game that will summon demons into your own home. Now, I don't know who hears that and then thinks, wow, sounds good, it's fun, let's play this game. But there are a few people out there that have done this. All you have to do is stand in your closet at night with an unlit match. Then out loud you have to say, "Show me the light or leave me in the darkness." Once you hear a faint whisper, you gotta light up that match. If you don't, you'll be dragged off into the darkness and probably die. Now, if you light the match in time, you're safe from the demon. But now, you have invited it to live in your closet, and you always have to shut the closet door every night before bed, or else he will come out to get you. And you can never look inside the closet without the light being turned on, or again, he will get you. Like, there's literally nothing positive about this game. Like, chances are the demon will get you. Coming in at number 6, we have Candyman. If you've seen the film Candyman, then you probably already know how to play it. It's pretty much like Bloody Mary. You're in the bathroom in front of the mirror with the lights off. You then need to say Candyman's name 5 times. After doing so, you need to turn on the lights immediately, or else the Candyman will get you and kill you in a very gruesome manner. And that's it. That's the game. Again, I don't know why someone would want to play this game. It's a matter of life and death. I guess people just like the adrenaline rush of finding the light fast enough before they die. We are now at our 5th and halfway mark with the thumb game. Now, this game is based off of an old Japanese legend in which a woman gets murdered and dismembered by a serial killer. The police managed to locate all her chopped up body parts except for her left thumb. So for this game, you and 3 or more friends sit in a circle with a lit candle in the middle. Each person holds onto the thumb of the person sitting to his or her right. So everyone is grabbing everyone's left thumb. You then close your eyes and repeat this chant. Oh yeah, you be, hear our voices. Oh yeah, you be, grant our wish. Within moments, you'll be transported to the scene of the murder. The object of the game is to then find this girl's thumb. However, you have to do so while holding onto your friend's thumb the entire time. Should you let go, they will be taken away to the spirit realm. At some point, you might feel a bony finger tapping on your shoulder, but whatever you do not look around. Doing so will get you killed. You have until the candle burns out to find the missing thumb, and then you'll return to your home. If you don't find the thumb, however, you're SOL. Moving on to number 4, we have one man hide and seek. Ever wanted to play hide and seek but don't have any friends to play with? Well, no fear. You can now summon a demon and have them play hide and seek with you. All you gotta do is have a doll that the demon can possess. First, you have to rip out the stuffing of the doll and replace it with rice and one of your fingernails or a strand of hair. Then you have to sew it shut. Then you place the doll in a tub filled with water and turn the lights off. Fill your mouth with some salt water and then go back to the bathtub. The doll should be gone. You then have to wander around your house looking for the doll. You need to find her while still keeping the salty water in your mouth. I have no clue why, don't ask me, I didn't make up the game. Oh, and you have to find the doll in the dark. You can't use any light whatsoever. The game ends once you have found the doll and poured the salt water from your mouth on it. Once the doll is dry, you need to burn the doll, or else this demon doll will terrorize you and your home. Coming in at number 3, we have Charlotte's Mirror. For this game, you get to contact a ghost of a 7-year-old girl named Charlotte. Charlotte died in the 15th century after her mom was burned alive at the stake for being a witch. So in order to contact her, you need to go into a dark room with a large mirror and a gift. Something Charlotte would like, maybe a toy. Anyways, you put the toy on the floor and you use the mirror to see Charlotte. So you point the mirror so you're looking at the reflection of the gift. If Charlotte likes the gift, she will reward you by answering any questions you have about the afterlife. But here's the thing, if she doesn't like your gift, you gotta run or else she's going to kill you. Also, whatever you do, do not bring candles. Her mom died from being burnt alive, so she does not like flames or fire. Okay, that's another sure way to piss her off. In our second spot, we have the Binoculars game. Now this game was posted by a Reddit user who claimed he learned this game from a book that had been passed around his family generation to generation. According to the book, you play the game as so. First, you need to visit an empty house with your friend. From there, tie a piece of rope to the front door and tie the other end of the rope to your friend. Then write this message on a piece of paper. We welcome you, you shall not be harmed, and you slip it under the door. You then need to wait until 10:30 p.m., at which you split off from your friend and explore the dark home. You have to then repeat the phrase, come, come, come with me, we'll have lots of fun, come with me. Then return to your friend and put your ear to the door. If you hear knocking, that means he is on his way. So you need to run upstairs with a pair of binoculars and look out the window. You should then see a shadowy figure in the distance moving towards the house. From there, lock all the doors but open a window and shout out, "Forgive, for I am mistaken." You then close your eyes and open them again quickly. If the figure is no longer there, you're saved. If he's still coming, well, rest in peace to you both. I just don't understand why you need to tie your friend to the door. Like, are they a sacrifice or what? And in our number 1 spot today, we have the Hooded Man Ritual. For this game, you get to call on a ghost taxi cab with a hooded man behind the wheel. How fun. Basically, what you do is use an old rotary phone to call a specific number, and once you call this number and recite a certain phrase which I will not tell you, a black taxi cab with a hooded man behind the wheel will show up at your location. You then have to enter the cab's back seat, lock the door, and go to sleep. Apparently you'll fall asleep in 70 seconds. Then there's a huge list of things you have to follow and do. It's pretty complicated, but in the end, if you succeed, you'll make it home safely. But if the player stays in the cab until the hooded man reaches the end of his route, let's just say it won't be good. Also, if you look directly into the hooded man's eyes, you'll die immediately, so that's fun. Starting off this countdown, we have the Blue Whale Challenge. So this is an online game that kind of reminds me of the movie Nerve, because it consists of a bunch of the game players doing real life challenges. It starts off with small and easy challenges, so you think that the game is a piece of cake. Like maybe you're told to take a shot, or to watch a scary movie by yourself in the dark. Ooh. But then as you get further and further into the game, these tasks get darker and darker. For one of the tasks, you must carve a blue whale into your arm with a knife. The final task though, you have to take your own life. Now you may be thinking, wow, who would actually do that? But guess what? A total of 200 people worldwide took their own lives because the game told them to. In fact, the game is now illegal to play in a number of countries because of this.
Ah yes, at number 9 we have a classic. It's the Ouija board. Tale as old as time, right? Do you guys even need me to explain this one? Can we just move on to number 8? No? I have to say the words? Okay then. An Ouija board is a board with printed letters, numbers and signs, plus the words yes, no, good and bye. It is used to summon spirits and communicate with them. Famously, bad spirits have indeed been summoned. Interestingly, you can actually buy an Ouija board in a lot of mainstream game shops. Why buy one when you could make one yourself? Coming into number 8 we have Charlie Charlie. Charlie Charlie is a game, I guess, a bit like the Ouija board, but it's way more DIY. A person balances pencils on top of one another with no and yes written in squares. Charlie Charlie can't be used to summon any demon though. It seems that the infamous Charlie is the only one that will appear. And again, I'm not sure you want to meet him. Players of the game say something like, Charlie Charlie, are you here? And then the pencil moves and teenagers freak out on YouTube. That's the trend. So why do the pencils move? Clearly because a demon has been summoned, not because of friction and gravity. Demon. Coming in at number 7 we have the living doll. Do you know what? I really don't like a creepy doll. I don't. In fact, I feel like you shouldn't have dolls over the age of 10. Just get rid of them because they'll probably haunt you. They pop up everywhere and they're always causing paranormal havoc. Get those dolls out. So Living Doll is like a cocktail of paranormal game fusion. It's got a lot of scary game tropes. Candlesticks, mirrors, hiding, a doll. So here you're supposed to put a doll and a candle between 2 mirrors and say a little incantation. You then blow out the flame and wait for the doll to come and find you. If it finds you, then bad news bears. You're supposed to hide for around an hour and try not to get found. If you remain unfound, then good. Congratulations, you survive. You then return to the doll, which may have moved, pour salt on it and put it in a cupboard overnight. That ought to do it. Coming into number 6 we have Midnight Man. Midnight Man is a modern rehashing of an old pagan ritual and is essentially a game to summon a spirit. I feel like all of these games summon spirits, you know. To play, you write your name on a piece of paper. You have to prick your finger and produce a small drop of blood and put it on the paper. You then light a candle and then you tape the paper with your name on it to a wooden door. It has to be wooden, apparently, so. Timing is very important here. You have to then knock on the door 22 times, with the last knock coming exactly at the stroke of midnight. You then open the door, blow out the candle, close the door, relight the candle. To me, it's all a big faff. This apparently means that the Midnight Man is now in your house. Your job is to avoid being caught by the Midnight Man, who will try and scare you until 3:33 AM. No more, no less. Honestly, I'd much rather just be in bed having a good sleep. It sounds like way too much aggro. Whatever you do, don't say his name 5 times unless you want to play the game, in which case, go ahead. That's right guys, at number 5 we have Candyman. Candyman, Candyman, Candyman. Actually, do you know what? I think I'll stop there. The Candyman is allegedly a murder victim with a hook for a hand, like Captain Hook, one of my favourite characters ever. He's mean. If you say Candyman's name 5 times, then you will summon him. The only issue, aside from summoning a demon, is, you know, he's angry. He probably wants you to die. There is a movie made about it. Have you seen it? Let me know. Coming into number 4 we have the Devil's Dog. Yet another summoning game, although this one doesn't require a mirror. Shocker. If calling forth the Hounds of Hell is high up on your to-do list, then you'll be pleased to know it's actually pretty easy. All you have to do is close your eyes, although allegedly the game works best in a group of 4 with one person in the middle. Alone or together, you close your eyes and hunch into a little ball and say, Devil's Dog, Devil's Dog, Satan bring me Devil's Dog, over and over again until you feel scratch marks on your back. You'll likely even see them. This way you'll know that you've been marked by the Hellhounds. Apparently they'll provide you with protection, but you'll also be cursed, so, you know, again, Tea and Catan? Anyone? Coming into number 3, we have Mirror Tunnels. Mirror Tunnels is a classic parallel universe game. For this one, you're supposed to set up 2 very big mirrors facing one another, and then you physically stand in the middle. You stand looking in the mirror and count how many frames you can see over your shoulder in your reflection, like mirror after mirror after mirror after mirror, kind of like that bit in Black Swan. It's actually honestly probably enough to send you mad. So you were supposed to look out for movement in the frames. You should be standing still, but one of your reflections might move in another dimension. Honestly, to me it's all a bit mind-bending, but basically, so it goes. One version of you in a different dimension may bring something bad to your current dimension. Do you know what? I've gone cross-eyed. I feel like we need to move on. It's too much. Although I will say, in every world in which you exist, are you always going to be good? Honestly, probably better just to leave this one alone. Okay, this is another scary game that comes from Japan, and to me that makes it a little bit scarier. We have the bath game. Also known as Daruma-san, the bath game involves summoning a grotesque ghost, and then you gotta stop it from catching you. Again, I'm sensing a theme here. This is like very normal for paranormal games, right? Honestly, summoning a demon in the bath isn't my kind of party. I'd rather have a candle and a glass of wine and a good book, but whatever floats your boat. It seems that this game involves taking a bath at night in the dark and sitting facing the taps. You're supposed to wash your hair and then repeat the words "Daruma-san fell down" over and over again. You've got to keep your eyes shut, but you'll feel a presence in the bath with you. When you feel the presence, you should ask, why did you fall in the bath? When you feel like the presence finally leaves you, you've got to get out of the bath, but leave the water where it is, don't drain it. The next morning is when the game begins. The ghost of Daruma will follow you. She'll get closer as the day goes on, but you cannot let her catch you. When you see her over your shoulder, you must shout "Kita," which means I cut you loose, and then perform a karate chop. Kita! I mean, that sounds fun, but honestly, the whole thing sounds pretty pointless. Why spend a day escaping a demon when you could just, be having a good day? Pray for devils have no reason. Satan waits to curse your ways. Have you seen it in his eyes in the sunset? Have you wonder if he's laughing when he plays? That's right, coming into number 1 we have the Devil's Game. Great! So I found that terrifying description on a game listed on creepypasta.com, and it seems that the game has a 9.1 out of 10 rating from over 5,000 votes, so it must be scary. The game allegedly allows you to speak with the devil, and if you do it right, I quote, there's a fair chance you'll walk away scot-free. Good. The purpose of the game is not to make a deal with the devil, but just to ask him things. What type of things? Well, the post reads that he could very well be able to predict the winning numbers of tomorrow's Powerball, for example, or tell you what deadly undiagnosed condition might be afflicting one of your loved ones. How do you play? Well, the creepypasta says that the demon can be summoned at a church at midnight, but it works even better on a new moon, full moon, Friday the 13th, Halloween, etc. You will, you guessed it, need salt, 7 white or red candles, some matches, red string, a mirror. You cannot bring any electronic devices into the room, as apparently that is not something that the devil is okay with. Apparently all you have to do is light the candles and stare into the mirror and will the devil to come. When he appears, one is supposed to challenge him to a game of question and response. The best way to get a truthful answer from him, according to the creepypasta, is to accept a dare from him. Now I don't know about you, but I will not be doing any dares set to me by the devil.
Starting off this countdown, we have the corner game. For this game, you need 4 people. One person stands in each corner of the room with the lights off. They face towards the walls. You then count down from 3, and then everybody turns clockwise towards another corner. You then count down again from 3 and rotate again. After you've completed a full rotation, one member of your group will disappear. Don't say anything though. If you're lucky, it won't be you. This friend was then taken to the spirit realm. To get them back, everyone has to say their name backwards 3 times and then turn on the lights. Your friend should then reappear. If they don't, I guess they're stuck in the spirit realm forever.
In at 9, Bloody Mary. Bloody Mary is the legend of a ghost or a phantom or a spirit, whatever you want to call it, that is conjured to reveal the future. She is said to appear in a mirror when her name is chanted repeatedly, and appearances are mostly witnessed in group participation or by someone who is about to die. Historically, the divination ritual encouraged young women to walk up a flight of stairs backwards, holding a candle and a hand mirror in a darkened house. As they gazed into the mirror, they were supposed to be able to catch a view of their future husband's face. There was, however, a chance that they would see a skull, the face of the Grim Reaper, which indicated that they were going to die before they had the chance to marry. Today, Bloody Mary allegedly appears to individuals or groups who ritualistically invoke her name in an act of captromancy, which is a fancy word for mirror divination. This is done by repeatedly chanting her name into a mirror placed in a dimly lit or candlelit room, typically done in the bathroom, and this name must be uttered at a certain number of times, but different sources have different numbers. The most common is 3, however it can go up to 13. I've never done this personally, mostly because I don't really have any friends, but either way, I don't really think that this is a good idea, or believe in this kind of thing, but like I still don't want to get possessed.
Moving on to number 8, we have Sad Satan. Now, if you're a fan of horror games, then chances are you have heard about this game and this weird legend that's associated with it. Legend goes that a YouTuber named Jamie over on Obscure Horror Corner found this game called Sad Satan while digging around the dark web. They thought it was just a normal creepy game until they realized it was much more. The game starts off with you wandering around a dark hallway. While doing so, eerie noises follow you around, including footsteps, distorted voices, and whispering. Some people claim that when playing the game, they hear whispers saying kill, kill, kill. The hallway ends up morphing and more unusual things start to happen. Apparently at this point, real images of dead people and murder and kidnapping victims flash on the screen, as well as other R-rated dark web stuff. Some who have played the game have claimed to feel dizzy and have gotten sick by it. The most messed up part is that in one version of the game, their character is attacked, and as their character's health lowers, their health in real life lowers as well.
And at 7, Ouija. The Ouija, also known as a spirit board or talking board, is a flat board marked with the letters of the alphabet, the numbers 0 to 9, and the words yes and no. Sometimes it has hello and goodbye. It uses a planchette as a movable indicator to spell out messages during a seance. Participants place their fingers on the planchette and it is moved about the board to spell out words by spirits. Fun fact, the term of Ouija is actually a trademark of Hasbro, but is often used to generically refer to any spirit board. Paranormal and supernatural beliefs associated with Ouija have been criticized by the scientific community and are characterized as a pseudoscience. The action of the board can be most easily explained by unconscious movements of those controlling the pointer, a phenomenon known as the ideomotor effect. But mainstream Christian denominations, including Catholicism, have warned us against using Ouija boards, holding that they can lead to demonic possessions. Occultists, on the other hand, are divided on the issue, some saying that it can be used as a tool for positive transformation, don't know how that works, and others are reiterating the warnings and caution many inexperienced users against it. But hey, it's ages 9 and up, so you have to be at least 9 years old to summon Satan. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments.
In our 6th spot today, we have a REPLEH SNATAS, which is Satan's helper spelled backwards. So you already know the vibe of this game. So legend goes that this website is haunted by a little girl that was killed by her father. One night, a storm knocked down a foam pole that was located over her grave. Shortly after, this website mysteriously appeared online. Now, it's said that you can only enter the site at midnight. If you try to go on it at any other time, a box will appear where you put your email in and then you'll receive an audio message from this girl that tells you to come back at midnight to play. So if you do enter the website at midnight, you'll see scary pictures of this girl and she'll ask you to play a game with her. You then sift through the website clicking on various pictures and clues while creepy things can be heard. Once you successfully complete the game, a box will appear where you can type in your enemy's name. There the girl will get revenge on this person. But here's one little tiny catch. By her getting revenge on your enemy, she will haunt you in your dreams every night until you die, or until you're driven to insanity. Apparently the website that is currently up though is not the original. The original one is banned and only can be found in the depth of the dark web.
Halfway through into number 5, the Midnight Game. What comes to mind when you think of the Midnight Game? A game played in the dark, maybe the creepypasta, or maybe even the video game adaptation. While all of these are valid, the Midnight Game actually has roots as a pagan ritual that was used as a form of punishment for those who disobeyed the gods. The game itself is pretty simple, but the ritual or summoning is complex and not for those of you who can't actually prick your finger or actually follow rules. So simply put, But you need a candle holder, because you're not gonna hold it with your hand. Matches, a pen, paper, a needle or pin or something to draw blood, and a wooden front door, specifically wooden, okay? If it's mahogany, that's preferred. Everything should be set up and ready before 12 a.m., as you won't have time to go back for everything once the game has actually begun. So, you write your name on a piece of paper with the pen. Then you prick yourself and put a drop of blood on the paper, okay? This is some real blood magic stuff. Gather the rest of your supplies, place the paper with your name and the blood on it in front of your wooden door, turn off all your lights, all your electronics, everything, light your candle, and then once it reaches 11:59, set your candle next to the paper, and then start knocking on the door 22 times, making sure you complete the 20-second knock as the clock strikes midnight. Not sure how you're gonna do that, but have fun. After the 20-second knock, open your door, blow out your candle, close your door, and then immediately relight your candle. And apparently, you just summoned the Midnight Man, because then you gotta start moving all over your house, and you can't stop moving. You're not allowed to stay in the same place for more than a few seconds, otherwise he's going to get you, okay? Then you have to keep doing this until 3:33 a.m. I don't know why you would willingly do this. It seems like a horrible idea, but hey, that's how we get horror movies, right?
In our fourth spot, we have the Blind Maiden game. I believe I talked about this game before, but it deserves a spot on today's list because it's one of the creepiest games that I have ever heard of. Basically, it's a website, Blind Maiden, and is haunted by a woman with no eyes. She's blind, and she's a maiden. It can only be accessed at exactly midnight. But in order to get on, you have to be alone in your room with the lights off. If you meet this criteria, then you will be allowed to access the website. How does the website know you're doing this? Don't ask me, it's haunted. Once you get on the website, you have to be very careful what you click. Apparently, people have suffered from clicking things they shouldn't have, whatever that means. Eventually, on the website, a notification will pop up asking you if you accept or decline. If you accept, then the footage on your screen will change and you will then see live footage of someone approaching your house. This person will enter your house and you will see them approach you. But if you turn around, then the blind maiden will attack you. She'll rip out your eyes and then take a picture of you. This picture is then posted onto the website along with hundreds of other photos of her victims, all with their eyes gouged out. Now, if you choose the other option, decline, then you will be safe from the maiden, but you will no longer have access to this site. Either way, it's not worth the gamble, okay? I personally would like to keep my eyes.
In at 3, the elevator game. Elevators are relatively safe inventions, okay? They're meant to go up and down in all kinds of orders with numerous stops. That's what they're made for. So playing this game isn't putting any real stress on the elevator, but you'll be in an elevator for an extended period of time, and that always comes with a risk because, you know, fire, power going out, that kind of thing. And if that happens, an elevator is going to be the last place you want to be. But that's if you're normal. If you're playing this game, you're probably not going to be normal because you're trying to cross dimensions. Yeah, that's right, okay? This game is said to do many things, from opening portals to different dimensions to summoning the devil. So obviously, here's how you play. Get in the elevator alone or with friends, and then go to floors 4, 3, 6, 2, 10, 5, and then back down to 1. In that order specifically, okay? On the 5th floor, you'll meet a strange woman, and you just ignore her, okay? Don't interact with her at all. Just let her do her thing, and then let it pass, and then you just call floor 1, okay? And then, once you do, if you go back down to floor 1, get out of the elevator and don't look back. In fact, run 10 blocks away. But, if you do end up instead going up to floor 10, it requires at least 10 floors, alright? Okay? So, if you go up to floor 10, good luck, because that's when the bad things happen. You're either gonna be in a new dimension or you're gonna be talking with Satan, and if you do, can you ask him for my soul back? If anyone gets in or out of the elevator while you're attempting this, you're going to need to restart. But also, maybe you shouldn't do this at all because, you know, being possessed or transcending dimensions isn't necessarily a good thing.
In our second spot today, we have CROSSROADS. Now, this is a very popular game in Japan. Sometimes it's called the CROSSROADS game, other times it's called the fortune game, because the game is said to tell you your fortune. To do this, you need to follow the game's instructions very carefully. You need a comb, something to hide your face with, and crossroad, an intersection with 2 or more roads. At night, you go to the crossroads and stand near a corner. You then stroke the comb so that it makes a noise, and repeat this. Suji Ura, grant me a true response. Then you have to hide your face. And then you wait. If you did everything correctly, someone will approach you. Do not reveal your face to them at any time though. When they approach you, you ask them for your fortune. They should tell you it. Sadly, you might not always receive the answers that you're looking for. Apparently, a number number of people in Japan have taken their lives playing this game after receiving a bad fortune. This has resulted in its ban in Japan.
Finally, in at number 1, FNAF Help Wanted. Actually, ironically enough, the whole point of Five Nights at Freddy's VR Help Wanted is that you end up getting possessed in the end. And as we now know, at least I know, you'll know now, in Help Wanted we play as Vanessa A, who gets bumped up to be a video game tester after the last one gets removed. We spend the game trying to collect 16 cassette tapes that inadvertently end up summoning the sentient digital code manifestation of the series' main serial killer, William Afton. No, I'm not joking, this is actually the story. And known in this game as Glitch Trap. He then proceeds to take over our mind no matter what we do, allowing for our character to become the main villain in the next game, FNAF Security Breach. Trust me, I wish I was joking when I say this, but the whole point of this game is that you end up getting possessed at the end no matter what. Therefore, much like the various other games on this list, the only way to win is just not by playing.
Alright guys,